In the dense, subtropical plains of the Terai lowlands, a quiet but monumental task is about to unfold. Nepal is preparing for its next national tiger and rhino population counts, a crucial exercise that measures the health of its ecosystems. These censuses are far more than simple head counts. They are a testament to the nation's unwavering commitment to conservation. Knowing the exact number of Royal Bengal tigers and greater one-horned rhinoceroses allows conservationists to understand population trends, assess the effectiveness of anti-poaching efforts, and make informed decisions about habitat management. It is a story of survival for both the animals and the communities that live alongside them, making each count a moment of national pride and global significance. The excitement surrounding these upcoming surveys is palpable, yet it is shadowed by immense challenges. Counting some of the world's most elusive and powerful animals is a dangerous and expensive undertaking. The teams, composed of dedicated wildlife technicians, veterinarians, and local guides, must venture deep into remote wilderness. They face unpredictable terrain, the constant threat of encounters with protective mother rhinos, and the growing risk posed by aggressive wild elephants. Furthermore, securing the necessary funding and navigating political complexities often causes significant delays, testing the resolve of all involved. Despite these hurdles, the spirit of conservation prevails, driven by a deep-rooted understanding that protecting these species is vital for Nepal's natural heritage. The responsibility for this massive operation falls to Nepal's Department of National Parks and Wildlife Conservation, or DNPWC. They do not work alone. A powerful coalition of partner organizations, including WWF Nepal, the National Trust for Nature Conservation, and the Zoological Society of Nepal, provides essential financial and technical support. Together, they form advisory and technical committees to meticulously plan every detail. This collaborative approach ensures that the surveys are conducted with the highest scientific standards. It also pools resources and expertise, making it possible to overcome the logistical nightmares inherent in such a large-scale project, from deploying hundreds of field staff to managing vast amounts of data. The stakes are incredibly high. The data gathered from these counts will directly influence Nepal's conservation strategies for the next decade. With tiger populations nearing the estimated carrying capacity of their habitats, the focus is shifting from simply increasing numbers to managing sustainable populations and mitigating human-wildlife conflict. For rhinos, the count helps track their recovery and informs decisions about potential translocations to establish new viable populations. Ultimately, these numbers tell a story of success and struggle, guiding Nepal as it strives to maintain a delicate balance where iconic wildlife and human communities can both thrive in a shared landscape. The intricate planning for Nepal's wildlife censuses begins long before anyone sets foot in the jungle. The DNPWC has scheduled the National Tiger Survey to commence in the winter months of November or December 2025. This 3-month operation will cover 5 key national parks: Chitwan, Parsa, Banke, Bardia, and Shuklapanta. In a significant expansion, the survey area will also include buffer zones and forest corridors outside the parks, acknowledging that successful conservation has led tigers to reclaim territories beyond protected boundaries. Following this, the 1-month-long rhino census is slated for March or April 2026, focusing on the 4 parks where these magnificent herbivores roam: Chitwan, Parsa, Shuklapanta, and the Koshi Tapu Wildlife Reserve. This ambitious timeline, however, has been fraught with delays. The primary obstacle has been a severe budget crunch. The estimated cost for the tiger count is around 15 million Nepalese rupees, while the more logistically complex rhino census requires approximately 20 million rupees. A major funding gap appeared when key international partners, like USAID, pulled their support in the 2024-25 fiscal year, leaving the government and its local partners to scramble for resources. Political instability further compounded the issue, slowing down bureaucratic processes and the allocation of necessary funds. These financial and administrative hurdles threatened to postpone the critical surveys indefinitely, casting a shadow over Nepal's celebrated conservation momentum. In response to these setbacks, the Nepalese government and its conservation allies have demonstrated remarkable resilience. The government has committed a portion of the required budget, allocating 1.8 million rupees for each census. The remaining, and much larger, shortfall is being courageously filled by dedicated partner organizations. Groups like WWF Nepal and the NTNC have stepped up, reaffirming their long-term commitment by pledging the financial and technical resources needed to get the surveys off the ground. This collaborative funding model, born out of necessity, highlights a powerful domestic partnership dedicated to safeguarding the nation's wildlife, ensuring the counts proceed despite the financial uncertainties. To ensure the integrity and effectiveness of the censuses, a clear organizational structure has been established. The DNPWC leads the entire effort, but its success hinges on the expertise of various committees. A high-level advisory committee provides strategic guidance, while a technical committee, comprising scientists and conservation experts, refines the survey methodologies. On the ground, field task committees will manage the day-to-day operations, coordinating hundreds of personnel across vast and difficult terrains. This structured, multi-layered approach is designed to produce reliable, impact-driven data that will form the bedrock of Nepal's future conservation policies and actions. Counting tigers is a high-tech endeavor that relies on patience and precision. The primary method is the camera trap survey. Hundreds of motion-activated cameras are placed in pairs along jungle trails, riverbeds, and forest clearings across the survey area. When a tiger passes, it triggers the cameras, capturing images of both its left and right flanks. Since each tiger has a unique stripe pattern, just like a human fingerprint, scientists can analyze these photographs to identify individual animals. The survey protocol has been updated to extend the camera trapping period from 2 to 3 weeks in each location, allowing for more comprehensive data collection and a more accurate population estimate. The rhino census, by contrast, has traditionally relied on a more direct and daring method, a direct head count from elephant back. Teams of enumerators, known as mahouts, ride trained elephants in a sweeping formation across blocks of grassland and forest, meticulously counting every rhino they see. While effective, this method is becoming increasingly perilous. A growing population of wild elephants in the parks has led to more frequent and aggressive encounters. During the 2021 census, several teams were charged by wild tuskers, highlighting the life-threatening risks involved. The unreliability of sensor data, meant to track these wild herds, only adds to the danger, forcing teams to rely on sheer courage and experience. Recognizing these challenges, the 2026 Rhino census is being designed as a learning and experimental ground. Alongside the traditional head count, conservationists will test new, safer, and potentially more accurate scientific methods. One promising technique is the mark recapture method using photography. High-resolution photos will be taken of rhinos, and individuals will be identified based on unique features like ear shape, horn size, and skin folds. In at least one survey block, the results from this photographic method will be compared directly with the elephant back head count to validate its accuracy for future use. Looking further ahead, scientists are exploring the potential of using DNA analysis from dung samples. This cutting-edge molecular technology could one day allow for population estimates without the need for direct sightings, dramatically reducing costs and risks to field staff. While this method is not yet ready for full-scale deployment due to a lack of specialized labs and trained personnel in Nepal, its inclusion in discussions marks a significant step toward a safer and more efficient future for wildlife monitoring. These innovations demonstrate a forward-thinking approach, ensuring that Nepal remains at the forefront of conservation science. The results from Nepal's most recent surveys paint a picture of remarkable conservation success. The 2022 tiger census revealed a population of 355 individuals, a stunning 190% increase from the 121 tigers recorded in 2009. This achievement meant Nepal had more than doubled its tiger numbers, well ahead of the global target year. The population is now approaching the country's estimated carrying capacity of around 400 tigers, a testament to decades of dedicated anti-poaching and habitat protection efforts. This success has cemented Nepal's position as a global leader in tiger conservation, ranking it fourth in the world for its wild tiger population. The story of the greater one-horned rhinoceros is equally inspiring. The 2021 census recorded 752 rhinos, marking a significant 16% increase from the 645 individuals counted in 2015. The vast majority of these rhinos, 694 to be exact, reside in the protected haven of Chitwan National Park. This steady population growth signifies a major victory against the threat of poaching, which once pushed the species to the brink of extinction in Nepal. The numbers are more than just statistics. They represent hope and resilience, proving that with concerted effort, even the most vulnerable species can be brought back from the edge. However, this success brings new and complex challenges. With more tigers sharing the landscape, instances of human-wildlife conflict have inevitably risen. Attacks on livestock and, tragically, on people have become more frequent, particularly in communities living near park boundaries. Currently, 18 conflict tigers are held in captivity, a costly and unsustainable solution. This reality is forcing a strategic shift in conservation, moving beyond population growth to focus on sustainable management, habitat connectivity between parks, and fostering a culture of human-wildlife coexistence. The future of conservation in Nepal depends on finding solutions that protect both people and predators. Ultimately, these wildlife counts are indispensable for the ecological and economic well-being of Nepal. They provide the critical data needed to manage habitats, allocate resources for anti-poaching patrols, and develop community-based programs that reduce conflict. Healthy populations of tigers and rhinos are indicators of a thriving ecosystem, which in turn supports the nature-based tourism that is a vital part of Nepal's economy. By continuing this bold tradition of counting its wild treasures, Nepal is not just protecting animals, it is investing in a sustainable future where nature and humanity can prosper together, side by side.